time spent in like this shell shock.
Oh, perception. I forgot that my perception's pretty high,
Perception.
but it doesn't matter when you only roll a fucking 5.
When you
Jesus.
notice nothing but Baz, you see from where the bucket was kind of thrown with the berries, as you travel a little further, you see kind of like a spread in the berry bush, and you see kind of the feet of two children-sized bodies kind of sticking out into the bushes.
Oh no.
Oh, I'll point them out, kind of specifically to Barrick. We should do something about that. Do we take them down or?
We're several hours out, right?
You guys are almost a day back to town.
I think, yeah. We could bury them here. I think trying to carry them back to town could be difficult.
Can we? I don't want to waste time burying them here. I want to get back to the road so we're relatively safe. Set up camp. How close are we to the road at this point?
You're about 5 minutes from the road from this point. You kind of remember from before when you first
Oh.
initially began to head off the trail. It was like a small stream you crossed over, and a few hundred feet, maybe like a few thousand feet actually, technically, for a few minutes.
We're
was
that
like the
close.
entrance to the woods with the berries was where you initially had found the bucket knocked over and kind of saw right after the tracks of the knolls you had found the berry bush. So you're not too far from the trail. Which you're
Do we want to kind of tag team it? A group of us take care of the kids, and a group of us start building camp.
You're like very close to the edge of the woods where the berry bushes were.
I mean, I'll respect whatever. We want to take the time to bury them here. I'm down for that.
I mean, I think that's what I'd like to do.
Let's bury them here.
Is the woman in the cave even their mother?
Yeah, we'll
The
never
mother
know.
was in the cave,
Okay.
but the has collapsed since that point, so might be a little hard to get to that body. But I would consider that buried.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. All right, let's take care of the kids.
Okay.
And
This is
just
the second time I've had to bury people with this shovel.
out of game. You guys did fail the check to find the kids before that point.
I remember. I remember.
That might have changed the whole story. Crazy how things happen. That's why.
Oh yeah, because I wouldn't have hesitated to shoot that fireball.
Exactly.
If I'd seen them kids.
It would have changed the whole story. It's crazy. That's what's crazy about Dungeons & Dragons. One check changes the entire story.
That's actually just what's crazy about life.
Yeah, I guess you can consider that to be moving on to the full grand scene of things.
The tiniest little decision, like not getting up half an hour earlier one day, could change everything. And I spend way too much time thinking about that, so we're just going to glaze right past that.
That sounds like something I think about when I'm really high.
That's something I think about while I'm trying to sleep, and then it gets me all fucking weird, and then I can't sleep.
So who is burying the bodies?
I'll bury them.
I'll assist. I don't have any, but I'll assist as I can.
I'll help set up camp.
All right, so Wynn is setting up camp. Droop is going to assist Wynn setting up camp. Tybalt, Baz, and Bayrick, and Nevin, what were you doing?
I think Nevin's gonna go with them to help set up camp, but not really be of much use. Still kind of in a shell shock. It's like haphazard, like half-assed, like setting up camp.
All right, just
Yeah.
slowly setting up. I
Yeah.
get what you're saying. When and Droop go and start gathering wood for fire, and Nevin kind of starts pulling out bedrolls and just kind of slowly, kind of taking his time and spreading out the bedrolls and setting up tents and things like that. And you can, can you roll a perception?
I sure can. If it actually wants to like do me some good
I've
here.
noticed the roll's been a little laggy
They're-
today.
they're
Jesus
so bad today.
Christ.
My rolls have been fine today.
When you don't notice anything wrong with Nevin, you see that he's kind of like going about things, and you don't really notice. Maybe something could be wrong with him, but your character does not notice anything as you're kind of just talking with Droop and picking up small stones to kind of set around the edge of the fire and getting the fire ready. As Nevin is just kind of really out of it, doing what he's doing, kind of putting things wrong in the wrong places, not really realizing it. Going to Baz, Tybalt,
Clearly
and
he's just
Barrick as you
hungry.
guys gonna go and find a small clearing and begin digging 2 graves for the girl child and the male child, who seem to have been gnawed on a little bit by gnolls, but for the most part left alone, mostly intact.
Okay.
Takes you guys about 30 minutes or so to dig 2 5 to 6 feet deep holes for the children, but you guys are able to do it. The soil soft enough to not a lot of rocks to dig through quite easily.
All right. I guess I'll like to say a few words when we can get them in the ground, I guess. Not really used to doing this outside.
We've
outside
done
of
it
home.
twice now.
Yeah.
Do you think their names were really John and
We'll never know.
whatever? I forgot her name.
May they end up
I have to go to
whoever
my
they
notes.
hoped they would be.
I could go to my notes too.
If yours are up, I have to go.
Hopefully they ended up in the fields of Elysium, where all innocent beings
We'll
should
see
be.
who does it first. Wow, I'm a bad DM. I can't remember the name of the girl.
Anna.
Dang, you're fast. All right, Anna. That was her name. Anna and John.
Okay.
You guys may not know what their true names were, but I don't think that really matters as long as you're paying the respect to them.
So I'm not used to doing this outside of home, but well, here it goes. Hail Morden Stonefather, Lord of the Forge, and the fires of the mountain with you. Blessed are the works of your hands, and blessed are the works of your forge. Be with us now as we return these 2, who were gone too soon, to the stone from which you forge. Be with us now in this hour of death. Return this brother and sister anew, rekindled and reforged by your hand. So,
To nature from whence they came.
and we'll
Definitely get inspiration from that. That was damn good. That was damn
sorry.
good.
I'm tired.
so,
You ruined it a little bit?
I did it. I did do it in character. This is just how win be.
You weren't even there.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I didn't do that in character.
No, I worked on that because I figured I was gonna have to do it again.
We
That was
just
damn good.
What's
Definitely
Tybalt
inspiration
doing
for that.
during that?
What
What's
was that?
Tybalt doing during that?
As you hear the words of Morden upon your ears.
I just assume that at this point, whenever we're not in the middle of doing something and Tybalt has downtime, he's in a constant battle in his head where, what's your god's name? Asmodeus?
Asmodeus.
It's not
Yeah.
a god, but
Oh, yeah. But he's basically
Lord
just
of
in a constant battle with that thing being like, kill everything, burn everything, burn everything. He's like, no, I can't do it.
Asmodeus
I
actually
can't do
isn't
it.
that chaotic. He's more
Asmodeus
of a
is lawful evil.
he's a
Are you
lawful-
literally more chaotic than... Okay.
He's a devil. Right?
I'm chaotic good. Like
He's
by
Asmodeus is the leader of the devils.
Yes.
By
it is
my by
logical.
by by Tybalt's like normal nature, he is chaotic good, but his Warlock patron gives him some more of his evil tendencies.
Makes sense. So, Tybalt, what were you doing as the words of Morden fell upon your ears in the burial of these children?
I would mutter in Celestial, like under my breath. May they end up wherever they are needed and wherever they want it to be.
Baz, what were you doing?
Listening to Bayrick, and as he finished, I also said back to nature from whence they came.
You guys finish paying your respects and fill the graves with the loose dirt you had pried up while digging the graves. Anything you guys want to set upon them, or just leave the piles of packed soil above?
So I have I think when we found their mother's body, I had retrieved hold on. It's here somewhere. I think it was like it wasn't a locket, but it was I think a bracelet. And I think I want to place that on the grave.
Just place the piece of jewelry that you recovered from the body of the sacrificed mother over the children. Hopefully, she will lead them to where they're meant to be, wherever that may be. But you finish paying your respects and head back to where you find Nevin kind of setting the camp up in a very odd way as you see Droop and Wynn just chatting over a newly lit fire burning and crackling on the dry wood that they found. Stone said about it to keep it in, but a very large, nice fire.
I'll go up to Nevin and be like, "Hey, buddy, you think we can show these fools how to make a stew in the road?"
I didn't hear. To what? Make a stew?
Sorry, I just walk up to you and be like, "Do you think we can show these guys how to make a stew in the road?"
Sure.
I'd like to see you show me something.
I'll I'll also remind we still got a couple items for identification. There was that armor made of the same material as the glaive and the stones. Was there anything else?
A
The
scroll and
scroll.
a pair of gauntlets.
Scroll in the gauntlet.
Yeah, I definitely would like that armor identified. I have my natural armor, but it's only really useful for like the first couple levels, and then it starts falling off. As you noticed
I
today when
cannot
I got
touch
hit by a whole bunch of shit.
I mean, if it's heavy armor, though, then it might not be useful, because I think when you wear heavy armor, you lose the effects of rage.
Yes, I lose a lot of stuff. It's got to be like a medium armor or something like that,
Yeah.
or less.
I will start up my little identifying shop.
While they do that, I'm going to start attuning to my wand.
I'm gonna before Barrick starts, I'm gonna talk to him about what jewels he has so I can embroider them into the bone Morden thing that I'm making him.
How about?
Whatever you're willing to give up for that.
I mean, they're everybody's. I just hold everything. I don't. We have a peridot. How do you say that?
Hmm?
We
Oh,
have a
Peridot, yeah.
Carnelian. We have.
Pick one that you like.
Peridot
Yeah,
will be like the light green, the carnelian, like a orangish red and white.
I like that. I like the carnelian. It's like orange, red, and white. I like that.
All right, I'll start working
my
on that
beard.
then. It'll be ready by tomorrow.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
I'll wax it too, so it's like shiny, like not just bone.
Use some of those knoll bones.
Mm-hmm.
And while Nevin and I are preparing dinner, I just would like to talk to him about our travels up to this point. Kind of ask about his experience with that last battle. See if he experienced anything while he was down.
Yeah. I mean, not really. Kinda. I don't know. Last
It's
couple days have been weird. I don't know what. Sometimes when you fall asleep and it feels like you were asleep for a really long time and you have a bunch of dreams, but then you wake up and it's only been like a minute.
yeah.
I kind of had that happen a couple times. Like time has been a weird thing, and having some not sure what if what I'm experiencing versus what my brain is just telling me I want to have experienced. That makes sense.
Does it? Because you've gone down twice now, right? Does it happen both of those times, or are there other times?
Pretty sure both times he was brought down was due to Tybalt.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Mm.
Probably.
Do you?
And I wouldn't. Yeah, and I know I'm not one to put the sins of the father on the child kind of thing, but and I know that Asmodeus's underlings have attacked Candlekeep before to try and get in there to get the secrets and whatnot. I just think it's ironic that I'm always getting hurt by the guy who worships Asmodeus.
Two things.
Can I hear this conversation?
Perception. As you are kind of meditating and attuning to the rod you found.
11.
I've never experienced a higher power like Barrick has, or like Tybalt has. Do you like it better in those dreams than here?
Well, I mean, I get to see my mom.
Oh, I want some pizza.
When Tybalt, when you don't hear the beginning of the conversation, but when you hear the name Asmodeus mentioned, you do try to tune in. You do hear a few words. You get the gist that they may be talking about some of your actions.
If I pause on doing this, I'll have to do it again, but it might be worth just at least go over and say I'm sorry. I'll stop what I'm doing and head over. I heard something about Asmodeus and me. Do you have any questions? Or I do apologize about the fire. I miscalculated.
No, it's heat of battle.
Hmm.
I guess
I have a question.
we survived. Mostly.
Yes, that's true.
Your your reverence of your patron of Asmodeus. I don't have a lot of experience with people who follow him,
Mm.
but your experience with him the way I've seen you interact borders on the way divinity interacts with their gods.
Mine's a bit more chatty, and I didn't choose. I made a deal, and now I'm here.
But I see you meditate and pray. Would you call it praying?
It's more of a direct line, but yeah. Not even direct. Sometimes doesn't. I guess it is kind of like praying, but
You've also kind of shown some magical ability recently, similar to
yes,
Bayrick, and it's confusing me.
I actually recently got a book that helped me with some magical abilities. That might be. That's where I learned the sacred flame thing and the sphere thing. But if I didn't have this book, I couldn't cast it. But like I said, I didn't choose to worship. It was a deal that I made a long time ago. Maybe not a long time ago, a few years ago. Guess that's a long time to humans, isn't it?
Would you make the deal again?
When I made the deal, I lost everything I used to be. But this is fun, I guess. No.
But
No, I wouldn't make the deal again. But you make the most of life when it gives to you. I cheated. I wanted magic. So I took it. Didn't want to work for it. Lost everything I was.
where'd you get the book?
Showed up, maybe about a week ago.
Huh.
I had a journal, and then one day when I woke up, it was just this big black book. Had some spells in it, sort of like a wizard's spell book. Only small spells, cantrips. Nothing bigger. Not yet.
I've enjoyed the magic nature has given me so far. I don't think I could understand books.
Nature just gave you magic.
It's kind of stuff I've had to, like, yeah, kind of was given to me, and I had to figure out how to use it, but it was basically given to me. Not like you would say a sorcerer has magic. But
So you had to work for it a little bit, right?
yeah,
Sorcerers are the worst.
Oh, no. Out of character. Sorcerers are the best.
I knew Ryan was going to jump in on that.
Yeah. Look at all
out of
their
character, I
power.
also love sorcerers. I was playing on multi-classic.
I also love sorcerers, but Tybalt hates them because
They are naturally blessed.
they're naturally blessed. They don't work for it. They don't study like a wizard does. They're not naturally attuned to nature like a ranger or a druid is. How do bards get magic, Nevin?
From being happy.
Wind chimes in.
It's something that we study.
And Bayrick gets his magic from his god.
Barrick, hearing your name, what were you doing during their conversation?
I was working on identifying some of these items.
I think
Everyone got
which
benefits.
ones were you identifying?
We'll say who asked me about what? Did you ask me about the stones first, Baz, or what did you ask me about first?
I think I just kind of threw everything at you.
Yeah,
There's the armor, the stones,
Yeah,
the gauntlets, and the scroll.
yeah, we'll look at the armor. That's
The armor? The armor also made of the same material as that pole arm, the glaive. Made of the same material. It's half plate armor. Very non-flexible, but kind of sensing the magical nature behind this particular metal. you're able to realize that this armor not only is magical, but is able to protect the wearer from kinetic, like force damage. Does grant resistance to force damage.
Okay.
So it'd be a +1 half
+1
plate
half plate.
of force resistance.
Dang.
But yeah, once I heard my name, I guess I'd wander on in. I mean, I
Barrett
would.
got his magic through faith alone.
That's not true. I mean, I had to work really hard. I mean, I'm a smith by trade, right? I mean, Morden just. I don't even know why. Right? He doesn't speak to me. I don't have a direct line, right? Like you do. It just happened. And then, and that's why I'm here. Like, I mean, it's great, I guess, right? I mean, but because I can do this, like, my clan kicked me out effectively. So
Your clan kicked you out because you're a cleric?
no, I was too good, too young. It wasn't fair, right?
Hmm.
Just why did Morden choose you? Jealousy, whatever. I don't know. But in any case, I can't go back home.
My family kicked me out when I was turned. It's because I looked different.
You didn't always look like that? And I'll actually point and just be like, you didn't always look like that?
Shit. Guess the cat's out of the bag. I'll snap my fingers, and then my form will change into, using disguise self, my form will change into that of a same height human male with about short black hair and deep blue eyes, with like clean shaven and all that. This is what I used to look like. I'll go back to being a tiefling.
Droop's jaw drops. Says nothing.
Holy shit.
I used to be human.
Baz just sits back. His whole worldview has kind of been rocked there for a moment.
I lost the family I ate with. I lost all of my friends because they didn't know who I was anymore. I lost any social standing I had in Waterdeep. I had to come up with a whole new life. Tybalt's not even my name. Well, not my full name. My full name is Tiberius, but couldn't go by it. So now I'm Tybalt.
Tybalt suits
It's shorter, less syllables, easier to write.
That's a sad story. That's one I can empathize with, though. I'm not.
Did you turn because of your deal, or
As soon as I shook that devil's hand, it was over. But I got power, which is what I wanted in the end.
What are you doing? Well, there have.
I guess I'm still crafting like that ivory. There we go. It took me a minute to remember the word. I don't know why, but I always space on the god's name, and I don't know why.
Who, Morden?
Morden, thank you. I don't do well with M names for some reason. They kind of blend together in my head. For some reason, I was thinking of Moradane, and I was like, what the fuck is Moradane? But, like, I mean, I guess I could be listening in while this is happening, but, I mean, that's what I'm working on.
Okay, roll perception to see if you heard what's kind of going on. As you're working, roll a disadvantage.
Oh, that's fine, because got a profession in it, I've rolled them all bad already.
At disadvantage, not
Disadvantage.
advantage.
Disadvantage.
Oops, sorry. Well,
We'll take the
regardless,
five.
the
It's okay. You don't
5,
have
yeah.
The
So 7, 8, 9.
complications of your work, carving the bones and inserting the carnelian, kind of makes you tune out the rest of the world. You don't really hear what else has been going on in the conversation, but you do manage to finish what you were creating.
Ooh,
Do I know, from my time with Nevin, do I know about anything about your past, your family?
That'd be up to
Probably.
Nevin. That'd be up to Nevin. As you guys had traveled together from Candlekeep up to Fandalin, which is at least a few week journey.
You can
So you
tell
may
me
have-
or send me a message if you'd like. I'm just trying to figure out exactly how Baz is feeling.
Sure. I will send you a message.
Yeah.
As soon as I can